Welcome back, passionate collectors, hidden treasure hunters, and everyday viewers to Rare Coin Legacy, the channel where simple pocket change transforms into jaw-dropping fortune stories, and where ordinary coins reveal extraordinary secrets. And today, you are about to hear one of the most astonishing modern numismatic stories ever discussed. Because we are uncovering how a seemingly common 1999 1 cent has the potential to be worth an unbelievable $14 million due to a rare convergence of mint errors, production mistakes, overlooked anomalies, and perfect condition survivals that together create one of the most valuable penny scenarios imaginable. And as we dive into this story, you'll quickly realize why the year 1999 occupies a special and almost mythical position in the world of Lincoln cents, because it was a year marked by massive production numbers, intense pressure on mint facilities, aging machinery, transitional processes, and experimental procedures that quietly allowed some of the most dramatic and valuable errors in modern coinage to escape into circulation, unnoticed for years, while millions of people unknowingly spent them, dropped them, or tossed them into jars without realizing they were holding potential life-changing wealth in their hands, because the 1999 Lincoln cent, struck primarily in copper-plated zinc, was produced in staggering quantities across multiple mint facilities, and whenever production scales reach such heights, the opportunity for mistakes increases exponentially as dies are overused, planchets slip through inspections, collars loosen, presses misalign, and human oversight becomes strained, creating the perfect environment for rare and extreme errors to occur. And while the vast majority of 1999 pennies are worth face value, a microscopic fraction display combinations of errors so rare and so visually and scientifically compelling that collectors consider them crown jewels of modern era coinage, with valuations that soar not just because of rarity alone, but because of uniqueness, demand, condition, and the incredible story each coin tells about a moment when the minting process broke down in spectacular fashion, starting with one of the most famous and widely discussed error categories associated with 1999 cents. The dramatic off-center and broad-strike errors that occurred when planchets were improperly seated in the striking chamber, causing the coin to be struck partially or completely outside the retaining collar, resulting in stretched, distorted designs with large blank areas and expanded diameters. And while minor off-center strikes are relatively common, extreme off-center strikes exceeding 50% off-center while still retaining a visible date and mint mark are exceedingly rare. And when such coins also exhibit full original luster and sharp details, their desirability increases dramatically, especially when the strike captures a frozen moment of mechanical failure that is visually stunning. And in elite collecting circles, the most dramatic 1999 off-center broad strikes are prized not just as errors, but as artistic representations of industrial chaos. And when these errors are paired with other anomalies, like rotated dies or multiple strikes, the value multiplies rather than adds, pushing the coin into an entirely different valuation category. Because collectors are not just buying a mistake, they are buying a statistical miracle. And then there are the multiple strike errors that elevate certain 1999 cents into legendary territory, where the coin failed to eject properly and was struck 2 or more times, sometimes at different angles, sometimes off-center, sometimes with partial collar engagement, creating overlapping images of Lincoln's portrait, ghostly duplications of lettering, and warped shapes that immediately signal a catastrophic minting failure. And while double strikes alone can be valuable, triple strikes and complex multi-strike errors are exponentially rarer. And when such coins remain in high-grade condition without post-mint damage, they become trophy pieces that advanced collectors compete fiercely to own. And in whispered private transactions, some of the most extreme multi-strike 1999 cents have been valued in the millions due to their uniqueness and undeniable authenticity, especially when certified and documented by top grading authorities. But perhaps the most famous and widely known anomaly associated With 1999 cents is the legendary mule error involving the wrong reverse design, a mistake that sent shockwaves through the numismatic community when it was first discovered, because a mule coin is struck using mismatched dies that were never intended to be paired together, and in the case of 1999, certain Lincoln cents were struck with a reverse design intended for a different denomination, creating an impossible coin that should never have existed, and these mule errors are among the rarest mistakes the U.S. Mint can produce because they require multiple layers of failure, from die preparation to installation to quality control. And when such a coin is discovered in pristine condition, its value skyrockets instantly, with known examples selling for staggering sums and becoming permanent fixtures in elite collections. And when collectors speak of a 1999 penny worth millions, they are often referencing this category of error, because the mule set represents the ultimate numismatic anomaly, a physical contradiction that challenges the very logic of minting procedures. And as more collectors learn about these errors, the demand continues to grow, pushing values higher with each confirmed example. And beyond mule errors, the 1999 cent is also notorious for dramatic double die varieties, where the die itself was improperly created, resulting in true doubling that appears as distinct separation in lettering and design elements, especially noticeable in inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date itself. And unlike machine doubling, which is common and adds little value, true doubled dies are created during the die-making process and affect every coin struck by that die, making them legitimate and highly collectible varieties. And strong doubled dies from 1999 are particularly prized because they combine modern accessibility with classic numismatic appeal. And when the doubling is bold enough to be seen without magnification, the coin's desirability increases exponentially, especially if it is paired with pristine surfaces and minimal wear. And in rare cases where a double die coin also exhibits another major error like an off-metal strike or a die rotation, the value enters a realm where conventional price guides no longer apply, because such coins are effectively one of a kind. And wrong planchet errors add yet another layer of intrigue to the 1999 cent story, because during high-volume production, planchets intended for other denominations or even foreign coins can accidentally be fed into the presses, resulting in cents struck on blanks of the wrong size, thickness, or metal composition. And when a 1999 cent is struck on a planchet intended for a dime, a foreign coin, or an experimental alloy, its weight, color, and sound immediately distinguish it from ordinary cents. And when laboratory analysis confirms the incorrect metal composition, the coin becomes a documented mint error of the highest order. And such wrong planchet cents are among the most coveted modern errors, especially when the strike is well centered and the design details are sharp.